Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Merca Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. This is just an open chat between me and my viewers. I don't set the agenda. You all do. So if you got a question or a comment or a topic you want addressed, send it over. You can put them in the live chat. Just make sure to put @the Yankee Marshal in it. You can send it to my email, shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com. Or if you want to support our programs, which desperately need it, you can use the link at the top of the page over here to do a special donation to Pets and Vets and do a super chat while you're doing it. If you're watching this later, well, do a super thanks through YouTube. They steal half the money, but at least we get something. So I like to start, as always, by reading if anybody bought any merchandise today. I don't think we did sell any merchandise today, but let me check. I haven't been looking because I had to go down and get my son because the alternator, I think, went out on the truck, and so got to deal with that. Nope, no orders today. No orders yesterday or today. So nothing to read there. If you want to go over and buy something to help support the channel, like this shirt here, in this country, we used to shoot Nazis, the cotton shirt from King of the Hill, bootleg shirt. Go on over to my website, TYMPpistolproject.com. There's a link there to my Shopify page. You can buy all kinds of things over there, dozens and dozens of designs on hats, shirts, mugs, etc., magnets, stickers. So go on over there, get something, support the programs. Or you can become a supporter of the channel over there by joining Patreon or Subscribestar. And if you do that, you can get special things like cool patches, although I don't know where they went. You can get things like the deputy patch or the posse patch and a deputy patch, but I don't know where the other ones went. I usually have them sitting right here to show them to you. Don't right now, but what did I do with it? But like I was saying, go on over there, become a Patreon supporter, Subscribestar supporter. $2 a month, might not mean anything to you. I mean, you're free to do more, but $2 a month, you'd never notice that. But who will notice that? A pet who needs a leg set or a parvo treatment or something like that. If a bunch of you go together and do $2, means nothing to you, but it might mean life to an animal in need. So go over and help out the Pets and Vets Fund by becoming a Patreon supporter or a Subscribestar supporter. Help out the Handguns for Heroes, which is now open over there. If you want to nominate someone on Handguns for Heroes, it is open for nomination. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. YouTube is not friendly to this channel, so we are a restricted channel. So make sure you sign up, subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell and select all notifications, not just some. If you select some, you'll get none, so select all. With that being said, let's go see if we got any questions to get started with. I've lost my page. Hold on. That's AutoZone. I don't need to be there. All right, let's get over here. Christian Carlson chimed in. Christian Carlson. And he said, I still haven't bought any astronomy gear. Well, what are you waiting for? If you wait too long, you're going to take that money and you're going to spend it on guns. And then you're not going to be able to look at the moon, I guess. I don't know what it is you people do. I don't understand your nerd culture. I support your right to be a nerd, but since I have no reference to being a nerd, I can't really. It's kind of like transgender. I've never been transgender. I don't have the slightest inkling of being transgender, so I can't really understand the plight of transgender people. So same thing with nerds. But I support your right to exist and to buy your little telescopes and look at the moon. I mean, if it makes you happy, more power to you. See, I am an ally to nerds. Sean Bain chimed in and said, no question tonight. Took a perk. Is that a Percocet? You took a Percocet? Have to work tomorrow for some injuries. Taking drugs. I think that's what he said. I think his voice text screwed up a little bit, but I think he said he took a Percocet. It could be something different, but until I know different, I'm going to think it was a Percocet. David Vallejos chimed in. As you remember, he's the one fighting the fight there in California. Leave super chat. Thank you for giving me a platform for bringing awareness to my case, Vallejos versus Rob Bonta and Chad Bianca. you can honestly say you helped me. Well, I try when no one else would, not even second 2A organizations. Well, there's no money in it for them. Because you know they don't want to go on and say, hey, this guy's fighting the fight one-on-one with the state of California. Here's his lawyer. Go donate to the fund, because they don't get to launder that money through their accounts and give you a nickel off every dollar. So they're not interested. Now, I don't know how many times people have to see that before they start realizing that that is the norm. It wasn't just a rare one-time thing. That's the norm. And like I said, come back in anytime. Keep us updated if there's any new news. Jason Thompson, that's Officer Tater Hater. He paid his $2 tithe to Phil. And he said, I don't support or harp a particular group of people, including, I think he means hate, including trans. He said harp them. I'm like, oh, how do you harp people? Go around hit them with harps? Including trans. When cops go to Gen Pop, I will be rooting for Bubba's big. Okay, we're not going there. But yeah, I try not to. I mean, I have prejudices. I mean, when I get in traffic, I play are they elderly or Asian? When I get behind someone really fucking slow. And sometimes, you get behind, you go to pull around them. I usually play elderly, Asian, or female. And sometimes you go to pull around them and you're like, oh, they're elderly, Asian, and female. And you have to hit the fucking gas because you're taking your life in your hands being next to them and you want to make some distance. So, I mean, we all have our prejudices. I just try not to do it to anybody or in any way that would affect anybody or hurt anybody. So, yeah, we all have them. But the difference between being a thinking, rational person and an asshole is just recognizing that you have certain tendencies and not submitting to them. When you submit to your base desires, that's when you're a bad person. When you recognize them and go, yeah, I have to work on that. That's normal. Everyone has that. Anyone says, I don't have a racist bone in my body. I'm like, well, you obviously have a lying bone because you're lying your fucking ass off. Oh, I missed the chats from yesterday. Let me get those too. We had Karen Woodson weighed in yesterday. I'm going to get those before I continue. We only had 2 more left on the other side there. She didn't say anything. She just donated and said it hopes it helped with the shortfall, and it did. It does help with the shortfall. Every little bit helps with the shortfall. Edgar Cortez yesterday said, TYMP didn't. Those are only 2 people that really made yesterday be worth anything. Jason Thompson yesterday said, did you ever hear about the cop who was an MMA fighter who fought the son of the guy who murdered, who he murdered and took advantage of on the street prior? No, I've never heard of that. The man's son beat the cop to death in the ring. No, I never heard that story. I think I'd remember that one, but I never heard it. Christian Carlson yesterday said, when I was 38, Super Salad wasn't too bad of a place to... Oh, when I was 30... Oh, I see what he's doing there. Oh, 38 Super Salad. Sometimes you want to kick people in the taint. Hi, you Yankee. Rip the shirt scammer a new one. Underhanded people are underhanded one others that they are underhanded dicks, pussies, assholes. I kind of got the point of that. Yeah, that made me mad. It cost me like $80 for some guy to scam a shirt from me. I would have rather they just called me and said, or sent me an email and said, hey, I'm going to order a shirt and then cancel it. You're going to have to, would you just send me a free shirt? Probably would have sent them a free shirt. Let's see. That was Jeffrey Vaughn. And then after Jeffrey Vaughn, we had Kevin Payton yesterday. And what he said was, Hail Phil, question a nominal snowman. What Alaskan coastal town city would be a great vacation place for seafood and guided fishing? Well, he's not in here right now, but hopefully he can answer you in the live chat. He's in there. I know. I heard him. I saw him over there being annoying and distracted me earlier. All right, that's got all of yesterday. No, wait. Does that have yesterday? Yes, that's got all of yesterday. So let's get back to today's. Mikey D also chimed in and said, 4 entries in whatever new. No, that would be 3 entries. It's 3 entries for $10. Whatever else, and give me that last damn knife so you can get them shipped out. Well, if we get enough people tonight, which I don't know if we will, but we will see. It's not going strong right now. I'm almost out of chats already. Oh, wait. Looks like a couple came in. Edward Howerton sent you a picture of my new kitten. I saw. I'll get to those in just a minute. I'm glad you let me know, though. But I did see it. Whenever something comes in and says new kitten, oh, my God. Why did you have to be in the picture? That just kind of ruined the cute. Ruined the cute. Oh, my goodness. Well, that is a cute kitten. Oh, my goodness. He looks mean, though. He looks like he's going to be trouble. And I'll show everybody when we get to the emails. You didn't tell me you were a redhead. Or maybe he did, and I just blocked it out. I see the Trump tards trying to make the trans issue a 4D chess game where Trump is making the liberals defend their rights. Are they really that delusional? Yeah, and all they have to do is say, we don't support denying any rights based on someone's sexual preference, etc. But we do agree that there has to be something done about guns in this country. Boom, they're done. That's all I got to do. I'm not a redhead. I'm a ginger beard. Well, your head's kind of red too. Your scalp. It's very pink, at least. And probably freckled. Damn redheads. Or red beards, or whatever you want to call yourself. But that was Johnny Mandrick talking about Trump tards trying to justify what Trump's doing. And then we got Paul Rawlerson. He never has answered me to who that is in his icon. It looks like it's, I don't know, Newt Gingrich or something. No real questions. Just a slight funny. Young lady wanting a very low-cost EDC. Very happy with an LCP Max until she noticed 1, have a cat, and 3, smoke a pipe. She stormed out. Oh, you mean you were selling one, or what? Why does she care about cats and pipes? That seems like weird things to get your panties in knot over. I mean, of all the things to be upset about. Yes, but I need to get another part 2 so he can wait. Unless he wants to pick up alternator. Where am I at? What am I doing? Okay, that was, I think, the last super chat. Let's see here. Yep, Paul Rawlerson was the last one of those. So let's get to the emails. I got a few over here. Got a couple here. I don't think anyone cares about Trump's son dropping a book. That was someone sending me something, wanting me to do a video about the thing. So let me see if I got all the, I think I got all the emails open. What was that one? Hold on. Let's see here. I got a couple. There's a lot here. Why are we got so many emails today? I thought I saw one from Helper too, but I don't see it now. Oh, BB, he pissed at me. I don't know if I was ready to go. There it is. All right, now I think I got them all open. Let's get to the emails. Share screen, Winder, boom, boom. Welper chimed in and said, "Hey, Yankee, did you see the new Taurus 66 Combat that was announced yesterday? It's a mid-size 7-shot 357 Magnum. Some of the features are red dot compatible, fiber optic front sight, gutter rear sight, and bobbed hammer. We'll see how it does, I guess. I like the fact that they made it. I'm not sure if I like the proportions of it and stuff, and I don't like that combat written on the side of it right there. And I don't like spurless hammers all that much, but I like the cylinder, and I like the shape of it otherwise. So I like the fact they're doing it. So, all right. Then we got another email here, and this one pissed me off. This one is from BB64. He said, "I was at a cartel rally race on Labor Day. I think I seen your car." And then he sent me this damn thing right here. So he's trying to get himself booted. That's what he's trying to do. A nominal snowman sent an email here, but it's not one we need to share. No picture. It says, "2 things I forgot last night. You say you need the Second Amendment. You see the Second Amendment failing in 20, 30 years. That was an important point I forgot to mention. I'm of the opinion we could see gun rights fucked on a federal level in less than 10 years with this rapid shifting of the right-wing opinions." Yeah, it's not that the right wing is changing their views on guns slowly. They're being poisoned. They're having to create these scenarios in their head to justify Trump's behavior and his poisoning their opinions on the Second Amendment. Half the states will fall to the level of Washington or worse, probably. Where do you see the MAGA cult going when Trump dies? Well, they'll find some other thing. They were Tea Partiers before. They followed the billionaires and weren't smart enough to realize that the Tea Party was fully started by billionaires. It was the Koch brothers that started it, ran it, did everything for it. So finally, they started waking up to where they couldn't ignore that anymore, and they found another boat to jump onto. Where am I at? Matt Anderson said, "I wanted to say that I enjoyed last night's SLOC stream, and a nominal snowman did a very good job." I'm not going to read the stuff he says good about him. He says, "I'm level-headed and everything, intelligent. In my opinion, you should include him in your streams in the future." Well, I include everybody who wants to be a part. I don't exclude anybody, and people can, always come in. I don't care. We have open chats all the time. What's this? Yankee, is this just fake news from Fox News, or are there any validity in this? Says Washington kindergartners can be whatever gender they want. Objective kids can identify their own gender and name at least 3 gender identities. Kids message, some people are boys, some people are girls, some people are both, and some people are neither. Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but I don't have any problem with that, really. Kids can identify themselves whatever they want. When they hit puberty, they'll know what they are. I don't care. I don't get into labels, not gender labels. There's a big difference between a gender label and a sexuality label, or even just a sex label. You're either male or female, sex-wise. You're male or you're female. You have either XX chromosome or XY chromosome. Now, there are exceptions. There are things that fall in the middle. There's hermaphrodites. There's XYY. There's XXY, So there are mutations, but generally you're male or you're female, and you present as male or female unless you're a true hermaphrodite. That's not something that's really negotiable. Now, as far as sexuality, well, that can be fluid and can be anywhere in between, 1 to 10 on the scale. Most people are 2s and 3s or 7s and 8s or 9s. There's very few people that are 1s or 10s. And there's even less people that are 5 and a halves. I'll tell you that right now. I don't even know if they exist. But that I don't really give a shit about. So I don't really give a shit about most of it, to be honest. As long as if they want to identify as toasters, I don't care. They're little fucking kindergartners. I used to pretend to be a choo-choo train when I was a kindergarten, so I don't give a fuck. Don't teach them to be. I'd rather them be taught that you can do whatever you want than you have to be judgmental against people. I'll tell you that right now. Let's see. Edgar Cortez says, Yankee, we all have our demons, which we lock up in a dark closet in our head and contain them. I have a goddamn hotel full of them. I suppose that's what laws and faith are for. It's what laws are for, that's for sure. I love when, speaking of faith, though, I love when people say, well, how can you have morality if you're not a Christian? Or like, you think the Bible's moral? You know, selling girls into slavery, raping people, and then paying for them, you know, enslaving neighbor. You know, you think that's morality? I think it's easier to be moral without religion. Let me see, where am I at? Am I done with emails yet? No, still got more to go. We still got the kitten to go. Let's see here. Let's do the kitten one. Boop. Boop. Come on, quit highlighting it. I don't like when it highlights. There we go. Look at that little kitten. Try to block that out right there, but look at that little kitten. Oh my goodness. Is that not adorable? Is that, although he looks like right there, like he's considering ripping out your jugular vein, or at least going for your eyes. But oh, he's adorable. Did he say what his name was? I don't think he said what his name was. All right, I think that's it for the emails. Nope, there's one more. J Lugo 138. He said, "Hey Yankee, I'm sure you carry different guns throughout your time. I wanted to know yours and the chat's process when switching EDCs. Do they do research, learn the manual of arms, do a range day or two, become competent with carrying a new EDC? Do they look for new carry ammo, etc.?" Well, I think we do all those things, most of us. You know, we research a gun before we buy it. And then when we get it, I familiarize myself with the gun inside and out. I take it apart, put it back together. Then I take it to the range and spend a couple of days with it at the range, maybe even more if it takes me longer to get comfortable with it. I try to find ammo that works with it. I usually have ammo here that'll work fine with it. So I do all that stuff, and probably most people do too. Now, if it's like I'm changing from my Model 60 to my Model 360, well, then I don't do a lot there because it's not. But if it's something new, yeah, of course you do all those things. I think that's it for all the questions. Let me see here. And I never did show Nominal Snowman, although I did put it in the video today. If you pay attention to the video, it's in there. He sent a picture of the 3 new guns he got. 2 of them I really want. That one, I kind of want that one too. So that's why he's a mega cunt. That's why I wouldn't read the good stuff people said about him. I'm not doing it. Mega cunt. All right. I think that's got us all caught up. Let me make sure I'm all caught up on the super chats. Paul Rawlerson was the last one. He still is. Clinton Barella. Oh, he's showing off his. Got another email came in here just now from Clinton Barella, and he showed off his silver bullet he won. I could probably zoom in on that a little bit, couldn't I? There we go. His silver bullet he won, his Save the Forties mug, and some of his 40 caliber pistols. And the knife he won, 2 knives he won. So he's showing off some of his winnings and some of his 40s. His 40s. Let me make sure I am all caught up on everything I appear to be. So let's go over here. I think there's some super chats over here. Nominal Snowman says last night. Nominal Snowman says last night was like the old chats, lots of hollering. I liked it. I thought it was good. Pro SE America says, thanks for representing Yankee. Someone match me. Hey, everybody match him. Everybody comes into the chat should be paying their tithe to Phil. If you haven't paid your tithe to Phil, go pay your tithe to Phil, or I swear to God, he's going to give you fucking Lyme disease. I'm going to ask him to. We are bankrupt as of tonight or tomorrow, so help. Let's see, where are we at? Nominal Snowman says they're pro gun, not pro 2A. They want to shoot old TVs. That's too much of the modern day gunners, unfortunately. Let's see, where are we at? Make sure these are all. Hey, dude, show my triple barrel already from Anomalous Snowman. I already did. I showed it a few minutes ago. Where were you? You're not paying attention? Well, that's on you. That's not me. That's not my fault. That's you. Start paying attention. All right, now let me get to the live chat here. Do we have much time? Oh, yeah, we still got a lot of time left before we need to move on to the Merca Guns and Freedom. Although today I'm probably not going to go full hour because I got to go down and pick up an alternator. Life is rough. Rough, as Turnip would say. Actually, Turnip doesn't usually say rough. That's more of a Django thing. When he hears something, he starts doing the little rough, and it builds in intensity. Turnip just goes, and so loud you fucking about die. You about scares the shit out of you. The pot's hanging in the kitchen ring from the sound. So yeah, he does that. And remember, at any time, anybody can weigh in for the after chat, the shooting the shit chat. The topic today is what's the best self-defense weapon for an apartment? What would you recommend? So get in there. A lot of people live in apartments, and this might be helpful information for them. And just pay your tithe to Phil or give me a thumbs up. Give me some encouragement. Let's see here. Where are we? Edgar Cortez says, my wife and I had our flu and COVID shots today, despite the sophistry of Robert F. Kennedy ELC sent from my iPhone. Yes. Oh, my God. I saw him talking during a video clip yesterday, and I'm like, oh, my God, he's retarded. He's literally retarded. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it doesn't take a mental health expert to look at that guy and say, oh, yeah, I pretty much have an idea what avenues I'm going to explore with this guy. Because I pretty much know what's wrong with him. You can't make snap judgments, but still, you know where to look after you speak to him listen to him talk for 5 minutes. Let's just say that. Let's see here. We got another chat coming in here from, Clinton Barella. Why is he being so generous today? He must have done something bad. He's trying to make up for it. Trying not to get Phil to punish him. Help with the shortfall and shipping knives. Hail Phil. Yeah, I got to ship the knives tomorrow. This week, that's going to even be a bigger expense. If I ever get this one what do I do with it? Oh, there it is. If I ever get this one given away, why did I move it off of there where it usually sits? And where were we? I forget where we were. That was Clinton. All right, yeah, we're done over there. Let me get over here to the live chats. Let's see how far I can go up. Andrew C says G-Webs needs to visit actually populated places than the Midwest. Homelessness is an epidemic. Yes, homelessness is an epidemic. We said that yesterday. I almost went, should we talk about that or should we not? But I said, nah, we shouldn't. There's a time and place. You can't tackle everything at every minute. But, when he talks about how he goes around and he meets people and they're all good people, I'm like, well, yeah, because you're visiting. You're probably in touristy areas. A lot of them are probably visiting. Live next door to them and see how accepting they are if you do something they don't like. Then you get more of an idea. Or paint a slogan on your van that most people wouldn't agree with and see how nice they are to you. It's a little different. Daniel Pimp chimed in and said, I'm still out of a job, but I guess I can Saint Phil. Oh, yeah, Saint Phil. That was a weird way of saying that. Well, I would say don't bother with, when you don't have the extra money, but it's $2 and Phil don't care. If you starve for all he cares. He's just like, that's one more dead monkey. He's not going to care. If for people out there who are laboring under the false impression that Phil is a loving God who cares about every one of us, no, he doesn't. We're not even like in the top 10 of his favorite animals. So he tolerates us, mostly because we have money and we can help other animals. It's kind of like me. I tolerate people because they can help me help other animals. So I hope most people understand that. I think we might have gotten an order too that I can read over here. If I read it now, I can push it through tonight. Let's see. Did we get an order? Yes, we did. It was Jeffrey Beeson. What did he order? He ordered a Hong Kong Kablooey Vagabond tumbler. I didn't even know it made a tumbler of Hong Kong Kablooey, but that's one. I love that design because I was a big Hong Kong Phooey fan when I was a kid. Can't believe anybody wasn't a Hong Kong Phooey fan. Jerks. But he's obviously one. So thank you to him for supporting the pets or TYMP Triple P and Handguns for Heroes by buying merchandise. I'll push that through tonight. Where were we over here? I'm trying to keep an eye on the clock. We got about 6 more minutes. Someone telling George Powell they rock, and someone telling Officer Tater Hater they okay. They had me. I had them. I was behind them on the George Powell. I don't know. We're pushing it with Officer Tater Hater. He is nasty, naughty. Let's just say naughty. Oh God, I must have autism. Can make eye contact. Don't talk to anyone if I can. Hate social interactions. Get called an asshole because I stay quiet. Well, yeah, you might have a little bit of autism. Depends. Does it affect you? Do you also tend to have OCD tendencies? Do you panic in public situations, or you just prefer to avoid them? Do you have trouble building interpersonal relationships, and you're more than happy just knowing 2 or 3 people, and you can just spend all your time with them and not have to deal with other people? All kinds of warning signs. I think your problem might be just that you're a jerk, but we'll see. I mean, I can't diagnose that without being there. And I don't want you near me, so I don't think that's going to happen. I don't want no offense to any of you. I don't want you coming here. I prefer people not being around me. I find it much easier to get away. I find it much easier to get along with people if you're like texting with them. That's why people will call me on the phone, and I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are calling me on the phone? Send me a text. I don't want to talk to you in person. They had schools in West Virginia. Yeah, we had schools. I went to school. I did very well in school. Very well in college. I was smart. At one point in my life, I was exceptionally smart. I was gifted. I've won things like the Governor's Award, all kinds of, what do they call them? Merits for smart people. I got all kinds of that stuff. But I don't know if I've ever told y'all this or not, but I've had at least 7 concussions since then. So I'm not sure it's still there, if you know what I mean. Let's see here. I can't wait for my merch. I'm glad to support the Yankee. Well, hopefully I'll get stuff sent out soon. I'm glad you see it. But I'm glad you see it. I don't know what you're talking about there. Did you read from yesterday? Yes, I did. What do you think of the Taurus 66 Combat 7 rounds of 357 Magnum? I'm not crazy about that combat written on there and laser engraving on the barrel. But I mean, at least roll mark it. At least engrave it, like real engraving. Pencil line even. No laser. Laser looks cheap. Unless you do it to where it actually cuts into the metal. It doesn't just leave a black like it's painted on. That makes things look cheap. Cheap. I'm not a redhead. I'm a gingerbeard. Get it right. I asked somebody to find why his YouTube handle is Father of All Asians. He said that he's the father of all Asian people. I guarantee that he's not. You don't know. What if he's like a spiritual embodiment of the father of all Asian people? Or maybe he's the first Asian person. The spiritual embodiment of the first Asian person. The first guy who, I guess, evolved in Asia. It would probably be a woman, but I don't know. I can't discredit him, so it must be true, right? We can't prove it's not true, so it must be true. That's how some people think. So we got a super sticker from Steve Shockley. Steve Shockley. I don't know what it was. Oh, it's a pear threatening to stick his thumb up somebody's ass. Those pears are very violent and sexual. Why is dent corn put into commercial dog food? A lot of this dent corn contains harmful GMOs. Corn is GMO. I mean, all corn is horribly genetically modified. Corn didn't used to look like that. I guarantee you there's not a vegetable you eat today that isn't genetically modified to an extreme extent. Tomatoes used to be about that big and not anywhere near like they are. Watermelons used to be about this big. Bananas used to be full of big old seeds. So, yeah, it's all that stuff is GMO. Pretty much anything you eat. We got a super chat coming in, I think. Hold on, let me look and see. Yes, we do. It was Christian Carlson who says, you might try getting a new alternator if you can. The rebuilt ones are usually trash. There may be a company providing higher output new ones. I got a new one. I didn't get a rebuilt this time. Last time I did get a rebuilt, it doesn't seem to have lasted 2 years. So this time I spent the extra $35 and got the new one. And that was hard for me because I'm very cheap and it is a 30-something-year-old truck, like a 30-year-old truck. So, well, no, 36-year-old truck. No, wait, 96 to now. That's 30 years. 30-year-old truck. We got it used though. It's a couple years old when we got it. I got slammed into a cinder block floor. Head my military career. Ever since then, I have felt I'm a little slower mentally than I was before. I feel you on that one. That was Edward Howerton. Yeah. The head injuries add up. Did I ever tell you all I've had 7 head injuries? I've had like 7 concussions. I have. All right. Let's see. What's this? Florida voted to end FEMA. Is it still not a cult? Yes. Florida, that's stupid. Make Christians Christian again. Yeah, they're worshiping their... At Mar-a-Lago, there's a big old goat statue wrapped in $100 Trump bills with Trump's face on them. Can you say false idol? There's a gold statue of Trump that they take to the conferences and stuff. Can you say golden idol? There should be people getting struck dead by lightning in that building. If God existed, which I don't believe, but if he did, he should be killing people with lightning in that building for that stuff. He should be doing that. For people who yesterday said that, I can't believe you take the devil's side over God. I'm like, even the devil believes in God. I'm like, well, that's like saying the Easter Bunny believes in Santa Claus to me. That doesn't hold any weight, and I don't believe in the devil either. So I think both the God and the devil are constructs of human mind, mostly to justify their own ills and issues. Best places in Hawaii and Alaska for a vacation. I don't know about Hawaii. I'd say probably going to the main island because it's got the most stuff. But Alaska, I like Wrangell. I like Ketchikan. I'm very fond of. I don't like going real far north Alaska. I like staying in the channel. Far north Alaska, that's like saying I want to go up and see if I can die. I've been there. I don't really care to go back. I'd rather stay down where it's a little nicer, where it's a little more Victoria, BC kind of ish. So inside straight, anywhere in there, like Wrangell, Ketchikan, any of that stuff. Juneau, any of those places, pretty nice. If you go to Ketchikan, go to Mother Mabel's. They got some great clam chowder. Vermont and Maine, the only states that voted against FDR. Blacks voted for FDR despite him implementing redlining for federal loans, and blacks were deaf to exclude from most. Yeah, well, back then they didn't really have a choice. They couldn't find a good candidate for them. Why did you vote for Joe Jorgensen in 2020, but Green Party last year? Joe Jorgensen, because it doesn't really matter which third party you vote for. You're not voting for that person because you think they should win or they can run the country. You're voting to try to build a third party. They're not going to win. So you're trying to use your vote to make a difference. It doesn't matter who it is. Just choose which party you think is going to get the most votes, third party, and vote for them. Right now, because third parties don't have a chance to win, they're all money-making scams. They're just schemes to make a buck off disenfranchised people. But we can still try to build a third party. How did you go from libertarian to Green Party? Like I said, I didn't change anything. I was never a libertarian, ever. Never been a libertarian. Never been a member of the Tea Party. Those parties, the Libertarian Party takes the word liberal or liberty in jest, I do believe. So they got way more faith in people than I have. I'll say that, if they actually believe what they say. When I was in kindergarten, there was a kid named Eddie who went by that name until his mother demanded that we call him Edward. Back then, the parents had the last word. Yeah, and it would be now too, pretty much too. If someone went in and came in and said, "My kid needs to be called this for this," the teachers don't give a fuck. Most of them, they're not going to remember a kid's name probably anyway. As a Christian, I confirm that Christians spend a lot of time negotiating the morality of the religion. Of course they do. And unfortunately, a lot of them on the Trump train spend a lot of time ignoring the religion. If more people actually practice the Christian faith instead of just saying they follow the Christian faith, religion wouldn't be so bad. A boy in Alabama told his school teacher, Alabama ranks 49 in education. His teacher replied, which state ranks 40th? Yeah, that's about right. What icon are you guys seeing? That's just a pic of me, I think. I think it's Lauren Green or something. Newt Gingrich, Lauren Green, somebody. Did you get my email from Trailers Looking for Full Trailers? If I didn't read it, then I didn't get it. RFK Jr. getting harmful things out of foods. That's the thing. I agree with some of the stuff he says. There are some things we use in this country that are outlawed in pretty much every other industrialized nation that we should stop using. But his opinions on things like healthcare science and stuff like that, they're wrong. I can agree with someone on some things and then admit when they're wrong on others. I don't have to blindly follow somebody. It's September. This is the month RFK Jr. promised to reveal what causes autism. That ought to be interesting. He's not going to reveal what causes autism. Seals in South Africa now have rabies. You sure they don't have babies? I think they have babies. Why even 2 or 3 people? Because you got to have some interpersonal relationships. Somebody's got to be able to pick you up at the airport. Smart ass don't count. Check the grounds on the truck after the alternator play. I will. I'll check everything. I'm not stupid. I go through and check all the cables and tighten them all down. It's like today after the battery got charged and I got it in, they couldn't get it started. I went down and the negative cable was loose. I just tightened it up and it started right up. Why do you love Trump so much? Did he ever talk? Every day you find a reason to talk about him. He is the president, right? And he is not following any of the promises he made to you, right? So why are you not talking about him every day? It seems like if someone gets offended because someone's talking about the president and the things they're doing that are contrary to their position when they were getting elected, if someone objects to you talking about that or tries to make that seem like that's abnormal, what's probably abnormal is their adoration of a politician and thinking they're above scrutiny. All right, we got to move on. Hey, yay, I'm a 40 years old in this chat. If you had to spend $2,000 on a camera, what would it be? The whole 2,000, this would be a manly question. Oh, I don't know. I don't know enough about cameras. What do I have? I have like a Sony SLR. Is it Sony? Hold on. Let me go look see what this thing is. I got a scoop because I got my gun on. Canon. I got a Canon EOS. I use a Canon EOS. And I guarantee the fact that I own it means it ain't the best because I'm cheap. But that's what I use. So I don't know. I don't know how much they cost. I don't even know how much a Canon EOS costs. Excuse me. All right. I got to go and we got to start doing the shooting the shit. So I want to thank everybody for coming. Let me make sure we're still caught up on the supers and everything because I don't want to leave any of those. We got them all. We're done. We're okay. We're doing good. So thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate it. Thank everybody for keeping the conversation going, talking in the chat, participating. Thanks everybody who helped support the channel. Thank everybody that actually supports the Second Amendment. We're getting fewer and farther between. I was going to say further between. We're far between. But thanks everybody for everything you do for the channel. I appreciate it. I'll be doing the shooting the shit here in just a second. But for now, I hope to see everybody again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.